To a lot of us, he's a mentor. He is a man of high statures and looked upon by a lot of leaders, not just in ACN, but around the globe. You know, he had the best promotion, in my opinion, of all of ACN internationals when he got promoted senior vice president with Marvin Sapp singing his heart out. I mean, right, Miss? There you go, Sherry on. That's right. And right next to him is Mr. Les Brown. Matter of fact, Les, wow, what can I say? He's also loves his mom. Mom come from God first, mom first, sons, you know, so in that order, and his business, but he's also known globally. Without further ado, my dear friend, Senior Vice President, the one and only Mr. Byron Nelson.
Attempting to be Mr. Al Thomas and be wide awake at 5 o'clock in the morning. How do you wake up looking so beautiful, Mr. Thomas? How do you do that?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I am amazing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, really good. Now sounds real good.
I said, how do you wake up every morning looking so beautiful? You wake up like that? You and Beyonce good friends?
Man, I tell you what, I just get up with a smile on my face and my prayers, who do I need to know? Who needs to know me today? God just fills the rest of it up. Take my walk at 5 this morning.
You got everybody doing the same haircut. You got Willie taking on your haircut, Sam taking on your haircut. It's becoming contagious over here, infectious, boy. What's happening here?
I see we're following you, sir.
Well, I am blessed to be here. Honored those that are blessed enough to know or study or talk to Mr. Al Thomas knows that God must have touched you himself, because it is just truly one of the greatest blessings to be a cohort, to be an understudy, to be a student of somebody who is so magnificent, so beautiful, a human being that wants to change the world. And really, what really stands out to me as I continue on this journey about Mr. Thomas, and this isn't about just edifying him if you're brand new and this is not just puff smoke of us just talking great about each other. It's a very authentic, genuine feeling about loving each other and respecting each other. And my looking up to him as one of my best friends, mentors. I mean, when I was just having this conversation with my partner about this, and it's like, who calls you to just check on you when you go dark? Because people don't even know what you're going through, you know. And unfortunately, not just in ACN, but in this industry, you know, if you go dark, people think that you quit or you went to another company or you become suspect versus, you know, but each company, and again, this is not applicable to ACN, it's applicable to the industry. It's very interesting when death happens or ill falls upon you, especially during this COVID time. You know, you find your real family, not even friends, when things happen in your life. Does that make sense? You guys follow me on that? So that's why I'm so prone on building a family versus building a business, because a lot of people, you know, talk about a family. I've been in this industry now for pushing 27 years, and I've seen some of the most horrific responses to people's decisions, not understanding. I think 50% of the people that have left a company, including ACN, were left because of the narrative that was created in the indecision and lack of knowledge of what was going on in their life. And hopefully you guys are hearing what I'm saying in that. So the key to this is, I mean, it's like, if I'm on the fence, let's just say I just lost my mom. I'm dealing with a lot with my mom or my partner or my dog, you know, or myself, and I got bedridden or I got COVID, you know. And I say this not about me, but about your own organization. You know, it's why our philosophy is that people don't care what you know unless they know that you care. You know, be very cautious to the wind and careful when people go dark, you know, because you have no idea what they're dealing with. And it's to your greatest interest to call and just check on them as a human being first, before you start calling them and asking them, why didn't you get qualified? Or why didn't you show up on the meeting? Or why didn't you come to this? Or, you know, how come I haven't heard from you? Or, you know, it really plays into the details of building a dynasty. One of my cliches is be more interested than interesting. Be more interested than interesting. So many times people want to share what they have to offer. And it's very interesting to me, the box that people place people in. When it's like, I'm battle tested. So, quarter of a century, I choose when I want to go to the top of the mountaintop and when I want to be number one in the company and when I want to build a giant, and it always shows up. I know the time it takes to bake my cake and to broil it and to marinate it and to build the leaders that I build. I'm very clear about it. I've done it over and over again. Mr. Thomas has done it over and over again. So it doesn't affect me so much, but it doesn't affect me because it was never about me, and so I see how when you're at the top, everybody's blowing up your phone. Oh, you're in the top 10, you're number 1, you're number 5. Oh, you just hit SVP, you just hit RVP, you just hit ETL, you just hit RD. Oh, but then when you don't, it's like crickets, and it's like, so you have to be very clear. Be careful of my words here, but I'm gonna say you have to be very clear about the tools in your shed and know how to use the tools in your shed. For those that are evolved, you understand what I'm saying. Hopefully you're very clear about what I'm saying. Know the tools in your shed. Don't get mad at the tool if you're trying to use it for a screwdriver and it's a hammer. Oh, that's gonna miss a few of you, but I have the right ones to get it. The power of, sometimes you just need to call somebody and say, I don't know what's going on with you. Can I just pray for you? And I can't tell you how many times Mr. Thomas has done that for me. I don't care what's going on. I feel your spirit. I just want to pray for you. I just want to be there for you. If you need anything, there's nothing more powerful for somebody just calling and leaving a message saying, I just want to know that you're okay. I've been having a whole lot going on in my life. I'm still working the business, but that's not why I called. I called because I wanted to let you know I care about you as a person first. I really appreciate you being in my life, however God brought you. And that really resonates when you have the right people in your circle. Does that make sense to you guys following that so far? It really plays a part into our business of learning how to reverse. You'd be amazed how many people want to vomit on me and share and talk, and they have no idea. Yes, I'm a giant. I know I'm a giant. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm a giant or how large I am, but even giants can only carry so much. I was listening to a piece from TD Jakes about your breaking point is your breakthrough. It's an amazing, amazing piece. And I really needed to hear that on the day that I heard it, because if I was not built to be a giant, I would have jumped off a cliff. And so it's really in a space of understanding how to leverage this business and separate your emotions from people. Let people identify themselves to you. Don't identify people. Let them identify themselves to you. And so the first half of this, I want to share a couple of things. And then the last half, I want to make it interactive. So I'm going to pose you with a question so that you have time to think about it in the last half of this conversation of my 45 minutes, 50 minutes, so that you aren't caught off guard. And I want you guys to jump in the water. And that is where people get stuck, where you guys heard me talking about last week, is in the conversation. I believe 90% of people fall off in the conversation of knowing what to say, right? What do you do? And so I want everybody to open it up. Not now. I'm gonna share my first piece. But the second piece is I would like you to brainstorm on what I'm titling this. So Bree has this in the notes. The title of this is Exposures. So the first place that people get stuck is in the conversation. What do you do? Tell me about your business. Explain it to me. And even if you are blessed enough to be Al Randolph and you can get to RD, you can learn what to say, or Sam, who goes to the mall and rapes the mall from top to bottom, even if you're blessed enough to learn your skill set or your lane, then the question then second becomes, can you duplicate it? The key is being able to teach another once you master it yourself. But most people never get to where Al Randolph or Sam or many others on here are, where Julian is, where Tosh is, and, a lot of leaders get to, Jocelyn, and the list keeps going. Some have found a lane to be able to go out there and do, but can it be duplicated? Can you duplicate yourself? And I'm not challenging anybody. I'm just telling you, you will not make any money until you can duplicate yourself. McDonald's could not make any money if it opened up with the golden arches and then opened up the second one and the M was upside down. That would be called Whack-Donald's. It had to keep duplicating itself and expanding itself in a system that everyone was doing the exact same thing and understood how to personalize it after they mastered the basics. I'm not saying don't personalize it. I'm saying find someone. I was talking about, God forgive me, I'm really bad with names right now if you aren't in my circle. That's terrible. I'm not even going to tell you guys who I'm thinking about because you'd be like, you forgot that name? I was like, yeah, I will forget somebody that is not significant to me. But the reality of it is I have a deletion button for people. I really do. You might want to try that too. My family, my inner circle knows that very well. If you have become insignificant, I don't even harbor any bad feelings about you. I just push the deletion button. Poof, it's like the wizard behind the curtain made you just disappear. I don't care how big your bank account is, who you are, where you came from. Anyway, we aren't even going to use that as an example because that would be complete de-edification. But here's where we are. I came up with in the what I want Bree to do is establish this recording as exposures. So the first place, like I said, that people get stuck is what to say. The second place people get stuck is exposures. So I've had people send me a list, make a list. We said, make a list of 100 people. See, it was mandatory when Mr. Al Thomas, when I started, when other people started. It's like, if you didn't have a list of 125, and I'm going to premise this for the people you're attracting, right? The people you're attracting, and I pretty much blew Tammy out of the water and a few of my leaders out of the water the other day, I think yesterday. And being very clear, they said, well, what if I don't know a lot of people? Why the hell are you sponsoring them? Give them their money back. I don't need another job. That's just not, that's like asking somebody to do your plumbing that doesn't even have a toolbox. That's just not, leave those people alone. There's either one of two things that happens wrong when you're sponsoring a person and it doesn't go the way you want it to. It's only one of two things that is awry. Either number one, you're sponsoring the wrong people, or number two, which is more than likely at least 60% of the time, you are the wrong person. Which means you better work on yourself extra hard. Because it doesn't matter where you go, there you are. Person says, well, network marketing isn't for me. It has nothing to do with network marketing. Owning a business isn't for you. You're just a perfect employee. You should go and just get a job for the rest of your life, because network marketing has nothing to do with anything than running any other business as an entrepreneur. It just has its own title. In fact, it's the easiest business to run of all businesses ever created. It is the most simple, most easy turnkey franchise you can ever buy on the planet Earth. So a person that is challenged to own a network marketing business probably will just be a great employee. Don't say it's the wrong opportunity. Say I'm the wrong person. Just don't say I have too many problems. Say I don't have enough solutions. Running a business is nothing more than creating a solution for people. Guess what your life is? Nothing more than creating solutions for people. So guess what I found out? That a person that can't run a business, their life is probably raggedy on top of it. Because your life is a business. People that make slow decisions, guess what they do in life? They make slow decisions. People that are indecisive, guess what they are in life? They're indecisive. People that quit like after 3 months, guess what they do their whole life? They quit in 2 to 3 months at everything they ever do. People that think inside their head all day, guess what? They don't do that in ACN. Oh, I've just been thinking about, they do that. That's who they are. And until a person chooses powerfully to be a different person, nothing about their life or their business or their income will change. I mean, where else on the planet? I had somebody talking to me about some business. I guess it was I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe it was, I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know if it was Forex or crypto. Somebody's coming in and saying, it's only $100. They're in my business. They're like, it's you know, it's only $100. And I mean, and I sat up there and looked at them. I said, what's the difference of $100 and $200? You're just a crack baby. This is just a crackers conversation. Let me tell you what I've learned. It doesn't matter if you actually had a business that costs 50 cents. It really doesn't matter. Let me tell you a secret. If they let you in ACN for free, the same problems and challenges you have in this business would be if they charged $100,000 because you don't understand business. Getting a person to run the business, come into the business, buy the franchise. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word. I think the company said don't use that word. I use it as a metaphor. Can you guys bear with me on the metaphor of that? So this is a training. I'm not talking and pitching nobody, so I can't get in trouble. But I look at it as a turnkey, your own home-based business is a franchise. That's the way I look at it. And in it being a franchise, it doesn't matter if you gave it away for free or if it cost $100,000 to get a person to take action, whatever their conflict is, it's going to still be their conflict. It never was about the money. Whenever somebody makes an issue about the money, let me tell you something. They already were blocked from the blessing that had nothing to do with the price tag. Their challenges, that's just an excuse. When people throw up, I don't have time, that's just an excuse. When a person says, I don't understand, that's just a deflection. You got to understand what's coming out of a person's mouth. So again, for those that are new, understand my conversation, and that is, in a conversation, when two people are having a conversation, either you buy it, I don't care if it's an argument, I don't care if it's a constructive conversation, I don't care if it's a share, I don't care if it's, out of love, I don't care if it's two people in love, and I don't care if it's one person pursuing a person to be attracted, and then they're courting them. In any conversation, in every conversation, you either buy their excuses or they buy your reasons. And some people are so convicted to their excuses that you actually fall into that pool. I'm not doing it. They're going to justify their conversation. They're going to justify not having money. They're going to justify them having failed in the business. They're going to justify them not knowing a lot of people. They're going to justify that they're not a salesperson. They're going to justify that they're basing the opportunity on their past bad experience. They're going to justify that their mama was in it. They're going to justify that it's a pyramid. They're going to justify. And if you allow them to keep on and stay on that street, here's the bad thing about it. You're going to end up, here's the story. Here's the story. Some of you guys have heard this story. I love this story. There's a guy, he's sitting up there on the 16th floor. He's about to jump off the building. He was literally about to jump off the building. He was just having a terrible life, a terrible day. Everybody on the street was looking up, and everybody's looking and looking and looking, just looking and looking. The other person, the guy walked up in the middle of the crowd, like, what are y'all looking at? It's like, oh, he's about to create a suicide. He's about to do suicide. He's about to kill himself. As most people do. They just stand around and watch. That's what most people do. They just stand around and watch. The guy's like, well, y'all aren't doing anything. You aren't trying to talk to him. You aren't trying to get to him. He's like, well, what are we supposed to do? It's like, we called the fire department. The guy gets into the building, gets in the elevator, goes up to the 16th floor. He looks out the window and he says, do you have room out there on the ledge for me? He said, yeah, I got room. He says, you aren't going to stop me from jumping. You don't know what's going on in my life. You have no idea what's happening in my life. And he said, please believe I'm not here to try and stop you. I just want to share with how blessed my life is. So they're sitting up there, and within about 5 minutes, they're both laughing. and he's sharing his blessings, and the other guy shared some of his blessings, and then the other guy shared his bad story, and the other guy shared his bad stories. And about 5 minutes later, they both jumped off the building. Didn't end the way you thought it would, did it? Look at Ariel's face. She's just like, I love it. That's not what I expected. They both jumped. So when the fireman came, he looked and he said, so an old wise man was sitting on the street. He's like, what happened? He said, well, there was a guy up there who's going to commit suicide. He said, and so how'd there end up two? He said, another guy went up there and tried to talk him off the ledge. So the fireman said, well, how did there be two people jumping if one went to go help the other? He said one was more convicted than the other. After he finished talking to him, he listened to him and understood he didn't have a life either. This happens a lot in network marketing, in business, with your dreams, in life, that you actually let somebody else get inside your head and your heart. You get enough rejection, enough conversation, you start to question yourself. This isn't just about network marketing. It's not just about ACN. You start to question, am I worthy? Can I find a man? Can I find a woman? I can't have children. Why am I here? Been through divorce, lost my house, left with 3 kids all by myself. Don't have a circle. You let the devil just run with his pants off and get inside your head through other people. See, God brings people to you, and so does the devil. Somebody's going to catch this later. See, the person who brought you the opportunity was your angel, and the person that's not getting in is the devil. And it had nothing to do with the person. It had to do with what was inside of them. And because it was a familiar, you actually listened. I've been saying this week that the worst, it hurts more. You can be shot 6 times by a stranger, and it will not come close to being stabbed by someone close to you. You have to guard your space. You have to protect your ideas, your dreams, and who you are. I've also been saying consistently, wealthy people, they talk about ideas. Rich people, they talk about things, and broke people, they talk about money. If a person, that's all they're talking about is money, and I don't have any, or how much does it cost? You've heard several times before, the employee asks, how much does it cost? The employer asks, how much is it worth? I don't look at any opportunity and say, how much does it cost? I want to know, what's the profit line? What's the turnout? But if I look at a piece of property, I don't look that it cost me $400,000. I look that I can turn it around in less than 6 months and I can make $500,000. In ratio, that's still $100,000 in my pocket in less than 6 months, 3 months if I do it right. But the first person says, well, what's the price of the property? Who cares what the price of the property is? There's enough value in it, and you can turn around and put an extra $150,000 in your pocket with 10%, 20% down, 25% down, and a 750, 800 credit score, and collaborate with one person. I don't understand. As I had one of my students that became an RVP said, how come they don't get what we're talking about? How come they don't understand our business? I said, if you understood what they understood, you would be where they are, broke, destitute, and lonely. I don't want to understand those people. Stop trying to understand. It's not for everybody. It's for you. It's for an elite group of individuals that understand a DNA within you for greatness. You were birthed for greatness. Now everybody has it, has access to it, but there's only a few people that actually take advantage of it. Nod your head if this is making sense to you guys. Just want to make sure somebody's in church with me today. Okay. So when we're looking at this, I want to go through the different things. Now, before you do this, what I suggest is it goes back to preparation and plan, right? Preparation and plan. Now stick with me here. Hold on one second. Don't move. I want to pull something up. So what we're looking at here is I went through and created a list of exposures. I don't know how that can, I want to give you 10. 10. Because remember, I said the first way people get stuck is mastering the conversation. I covered that last week, and I'll probably cover it some more before this month is out. We have one more week if you guys want me to cover it, or whatever Mr. Thomas would like. But the second place people get stuck is figuring out how to expose the business. And not so much the new person, because the new person's excited. They're jacked out of their mind. And whatever they give you, which is a list of 100, highlighting the top 25 should be the minimum that should be done. And on top of that, your list should be always constantly evolving and expanding, because you're meeting new people, and you should become a magnet for the right people. I don't have time to really get further into that, but your list should constantly be evolving. If you only made one list, and the last time you made a list was 6 months ago or 6 years ago when you got started, that's your fault that your business is failing. A person that is building a business is constantly looking for new marketplaces. They're putting up billboards in new places. They're putting up new commercials in new places. They're looking at referrals for new places. They're going to events to be able to cross-pollinate and give their card out. You have to operate like a Fortune 500 company, and at the same time, present yourself with mammoth thinking. You sitting thinking there, I said this in spiritual warfare. I said, God planted, you planted the seed, he grew you a tree, and now you want the tree that just gave you a harvest to take the fruit off the tree. You want the tree to walk up to your door and hand you the fruit? Fruit doesn't come to your door. People come to the tree. In this case scenario, you're the tree, but you have nothing on your branches. You have no fruit. You have nothing to offer. You don't have to worry why people are not coming and coming into your business, because see, when people are successful, greater opportunities constantly open up. And when you're terrible or you're lousy, people run from you, which then tells you must become better as a human being, as a tree, as bearing fruit, something to offer, something to contribute. If you have something to contribute, if you grow your tree properly. Now, the hardest thing is sowing the seed and growing the tree and making sure but in your season, if you've done it right, people are standing in line for your tree. If you did it wrong, you 35, 40, 45, 50, ain't nobody coming to your tree. There's nothing on your branches. You still going out, you still got to go to the market, or you still got to chase somebody else's tree. I hope somebody's getting this morning. I'm just hashtag the truth this morning. So let me give you 10 things as far as exposing your business, because I want to make it very clear. Scarcity thinking will keep you broke. It has nothing to do with anything other than making a list. Everybody has 100 people. You've been on this planet. That's what I think about. And you hear people sit up there and say, well, I just cut everybody off. Are you sure everybody didn't cut you off? Because I cut people off all the time, and they still trying to get through the door. I got people trying to come through the doggy door. I'm still here. Could you go away, please? So don't tell me you didn't cut everybody off and you don't have access. If you made yourself a value, you've been on this planet past 18 years, and you don't have 100 people to just put on a piece of paper, whether you like them or not, there's a bigger problem at stake here. And I don't get paid enough to be able to help you with it. Okay? Jesus. I hear you. So in that, what we're going to do, me and Jesus having a conversation, just stick with me for a second. In that, what we're talking about is the list. For a brand new person, if they can't make a list of 100, to sit down with you and highlight 25 of the best people on that list, you might want to throw that goldfish back. Ain't nobody gonna eat. I'm looking for trout. Rainbow, to be specific. That's been marinated. Buttered, honey, it's just what I do. So, but the goldfish that you caught, nobody eats. You might want to throw some of your fish back. Stop playing with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. The next slot of people that have a challenge with the list are the people that have been in for a long time and you've gone through a lot of your warm market. Now, first of all, I'm gonna tell you, you never go through your whole warm market, but we don't have time for that lesson. I just want to give you some breakthroughs on how to be able to expand. Number one, family and friends. But I've already called my family and friends. Yeah, but it's been a while. That's number one. Number two, you got to break the cycle of thought process. You have to disrupt their thought process. So I'm going to call Daryl. I'm going to actually give Marie a call. I'm going to say, hey, Marie, I'm writing an article on successful business people. Can you give me 3 people that you know own any kind of business? I don't care if it's a dog washing business. I don't care if it's a maid service. I don't care if it's, I need 3 people, preferably 5, but 3, so I can write this article. And if you actually call 20 people and ask for 3 referrals and said, I'm writing an article, and you should, after a year and you're successful in this business, write an article. I don't care if nobody even, I don't care if you don't submit it nowhere. Be authentic about it. Write an article. You should be journaling. That's another one of my lessons. So you should write an article. I'm writing an article. I just want to talk to 3 people that own their own business. 3 times 20 gives you 60 prospects right there. See, as an entrepreneur, it says entree. You need to expand your mind to being able to figure out how to get a marketplace all the time. They have a New Year's Eve sale, they have a Christmas sale, they have a spring sale, they got a fall sale, and it's the same damn car. Well, how do you think they stay in business? They got a Black Friday, they got a Christmas, they got an Irish, they got a Clover sale. Everybody wear green. Come on in here and you can get a drink for half price. They got a sale. Businesses have sales every day. What are you doing with your business? Are you just, that doesn't even make no sense to me. It's not like they came out with a new car every month, but every month there's a new sale. Promise you. We got to get rid of all this inventory by the end of April. Oh, it's June. You still got all that inventory? We got to get rid of all this inventory by the end of summer. Okay, you still got all that inventory? We got to get rid of all this inventory before all the kids go back to school. You still got all that inventory? We got to get rid of all this inventory right about Halloween. Everybody just put on a mask and act like you somebody different. Come on in here and buy something. They still got a mask. They got to get all this inventory before Thanksgiving. You didn't get rid of the inventory? We got to get rid of all this inventory before Christmas. You still got inventory. Oh, you got to get rid of all this inventory. It's the first of the year. It's the New Year's Eve sale. Oh, really? You got to get rid of all this inventory. It's Martin Luther King. It's coming up on 16 days later. We got aftermarket prices right after Christmas, right after New Year's Eve. It's going to go up until about the 16th. Really? Well, we got all this inventory. We want to get it out because we love you, because it's Valentine's Day. You got all this. We want to get all this out right before spring break. And the kids, we got to get all out in March. Really? We got to get all this inventory out. It's Easter Sunday. Jesus has risen. Y'all, you don't know what kind of deal you're going to get. Oh, the Lord has showed up for you today. Come on in here in April, boy. Come on in. What kind of business are you running? It's time to run a business. Number 2, you can write a card down. You need to create cards for your business. Now, you may not be able to have or afford a card that Mr. Thomas or that I afford, but you know what's a powerful card? Just to put your name on it and the number on the back. And I was sharing last night at 1 o'clock in the morning with my SWAT team as we were going through exposures. And one was falling asleep. She woke up after the training and then went and called some more people at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's still on this call right now. I got a hell of a sniper team. I love my squad. I really do. God has truly blessed me with the snipers group. But on that card, you could put on there, and I'm just going to go through, where is it? Just so you guys get it. i.e., business service broker. You could put underneath your name BSB. And guess what people are going to ask you? What's the BSB? They're going to think you're a doctor or something, like LLC, MD, JD, PhD, MLOP. Everybody always impressed with like alphabet behind your name. Just put BSB. What is that? I'm a business service broker. Certified. Who certified you? I did, saith I, who cameth to certify you to save some money on your business. Do you own a business? I went to school for this. I got a master's in this. I got a PhD and an MD and an LMNOP. I am a BSB. Here is my card. And my job is to broker services and save you money on your bottom line. That's all I do. It's a powerful conversation. I.e., SPC. What's SPC? What's SPC? I am certified in getting scholarships, a scholarship program for children under the age of 16. I build them a whole business in residual income that keeps coming in even when they come out so that they don't have bills to pay for anything. Certifiable. Who certified you? I did, saith I. I am certifiable. SMP. What is that? SMP. I see your name and I see SMP. You gave me your card and your number's on the back. What is that? Oh, I am certified. In what? I build programs of money. I'm actually the ambassador and the director here for a program of single mothers program. Only for single mothers do I work with, so that they can be at home in this COVID time. And when COVID is over, get their money in their bank account, get their time back, and leverage it so they don't have to give up their life because of their children, but their children got to chase them to catch their own life. It's an amazing program. GWW, what's that? God wants you to be wealthy. I build businesses for God's kingdom. I don't believe anybody that believes in God and says God is in them should be living a minimalist life, a scarcity life, a broke life. How could you say you believe in God and my God is abundant? So I run a program on a national basis called GWW. That's God wants you to be wealthy. And I only want to talk to people that are God-filled, that maybe have not understood the 12 tribes of Abraham that came down to Jacob, and that each one of them had a job and a skill set, and they cross-pollinated and everybody was wealthy, because none of God's people that he put his hand on were ever broke unless they made the decision and you decided you want to be a prodigal child. Are you a prodigal child that left and had an inheritance and God left you and you decided to squander it away, get caught up with the pigs? I want to welcome you home. Don't play with me. So once you identify and create a brand and get in your lane and claim your inheritance, then we can get in back and go back on that card. And this really came about because I was talking to my team twice yesterday and probably 3 times on Friday, which would be today. And I saw their brains freeze when I challenged them. I said, I need you to peak 10 people a day. And I got it, but I didn't get it. And at the same time, it was almost like having an icy. Y'all all had an icy and then had a brain freeze. Their brains just froze. I heard one of my leaders say, well, I peaked 5 people and I almost lost it. I was like, okay, calm down, calm down. It's a peak. I didn't say go have an enrollment conversation. I didn't say go have an impactful conversation. I didn't say go out there and then, but when my other leaders, she's like, well, each peak actually turns into a conversation. That's who's driving the car. Who's running the ship? Byron, get in here. Byron, come in here and take notes. So, I'm sorry, that's my dog. So is everybody with me on that so far? Separate and make the distinction between a peak and you control the ship. You control you navigate the conversation. Look, you know what, Belinda, Byron, don't have me come in there and get you. You're gonna make me upset. Belinda, I just, we haven't talked in about 6 months. I just have a quick question. We haven't talked, and you've been on my brain. See, I would leave a voice print. We'll get to that in a second, but I'd leave a voice print. And it's like, we haven't talked about 6 months. You've been at the top of my brain. I am making some major, I know that you've been going through a lot. I've been going through a lot. This COVID has made everybody stir crazy. So I made a conscious decision to shift my life and my income. And I'm working on an extraordinary project. And you're one of the first people that came to my brain that I want to actually talk to and work with. So if this resonates with you, and because I only want to take, I'm very selective in this stage of my life. I only want to take 2 or 3 people with me. If this resonates with you, and even if it doesn't, I just want to know how you're doing. Could you get back to me and let me know with an emphatic yes, you are ready for a shift, or no, you are not ready for a shift, but I just want to know how you are on top of that. Could you just send me a message back and let me know that I have your attention? That's all it is. That's all it is. A peek is just, it's a text. Now, I prefer in a text, it be a voice print. And there's ways of doing that because it's too lengthy to be typing out. Plus, you can't hear the inflections of the voice. You can't hear the heartfelt, I miss you, Belinda. Really, first and foremost, I just want to know you're okay during these times and that you've been on my heart and on my mind. First, just let me know that you're okay. And second, real people and high-end people, high-frequency people, they love bottom line. They don't want to be sold. They don't want the fluff. They don't want to be massaged. They don't want the cream. Don't beat around the bush. Second reason I'm calling with intention is I need a shift in my life. Are you in the same boat or are you not? Just say yes or no. And either way, I just love you for who you are and want to know you're okay. Please send me a message back. That's a peak. You could actually sit up there and text 10 people at one time that same. You can actually do that on social media with Facebook and do that without ever putting a name into it and said, you know what? I was thinking about you. I could actually send it to Celia, Sam, Judith, Christina, Dave, Queen, Dwayne, Freddie. I could send it to 10 people and be done in less than 2 minutes. Do not tell me you don't have time to peak 10 people a day. And then the conversation was what the follow-up with that. Then give yourself intervals. As I shared with my team, I said, look, snipers, you're looking at Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, or Saturday, or you could do Tuesday, Thursday, 4 days a week. You could do Monday, Wednesday. You got Monday, take Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, and Friday, and then take Saturday. You could do 4 days out the week. That's 40 peaks a week. That's 160 peaks a month. You're telling me it's virtually, and I do not like the word. It's almost up there with can't. I hate the word, and that's a strong word too. Hate that I don't like either. Impossible. I dislike heavily. It's almost virtually impossible. I mean, you have to be really a raggedy person. Really, really like wretched. You spent your whole life rejecting people, becoming evil or nasty to peak 160 people in a month and not find 10% at bare minimum being the worst person on the planet to say, hell yeah, I need to change my life. The problem is, Mr. Thomas does it all the time. God bless him. He does this 5 days a week. Excuse my language. I'll be damned if I help people 5 days a week and they don't follow my instruction. I'm done. I won't do it. It's not that I can't. I just won't do it. That's an open book test. That's 30 days of consistency of just doing an open book test that ensures your success. And we tell you 90 days. Where can you get into a positive cash flow in any business with a 10x on your income in under 30 days on 10 hours a week of following the instruction? People get excited. That's where the emotions kick in. I understand the human error of it. People get excited and they do what we tell them to do for about a week, 2 weeks. And then they all of a sudden they get inside their head and decide they want to start thinking again. Who told you to think? Your thinking has your income where it is. I am not buying into your thinking. I do not want that house over my head. I don't want that income and those problems of financials, that stress. Oh, hell no. I work too hard to get out of that than to go back to it. So either you follow this instruction or you'll just keep rowing in your boat. I'm cool. I'm trying to put you in a yacht. Number 3, man, I'm not going to get to my second half of training here. Maybe I'll do it at happy hour, Mr. Thomas, because it definitely, I got 10 points here, and God just took over the conversation. Jesus, it's not, I know, I'm just here. I'm just here, just trying to, you told me. All right, here we go. Number 3 is location. There's an event in Ohio. There's one in New York. There's one in San Antonio. There's one in California. That's just for the people in the United States. I know we have people in other countries on this call, from Canada all the way to Australia. But here's the thing. You need to learn how to target market. Stop thinking in scarcity. If you know you got I don't know why people want to create the machinery when the IC machine has already been created. Why do you want to go and make another? Why do you want to learn? Why do you want to go and create a new ice cream machine when the ice cream machine has already been made? All you got to do is put the ingredients in the ice cream machine, and in 5 minutes have ice cream. Why would you spend 6 months trying to create your own ice cream machine? In the ice cream machine, all you got to do is put people in the event, and then the event actually spits out, multiplier effect. It actually takes 5 people and turns it into 50. It actually will allow you to be able to feed more people. Why would, well, I'm not in California. Who cares if you're in California? That is a localized, small mentality. Who cares if you're in New York? They're about to have events. I know that Franco is about to have events in Canada. You need to know about those events. They got events everywhere. And I do understand the COVID and not coming out. But if you know there's events going on, you don't ever have to leave your house. I don't have to leave my house. If I knew there was only one event going on and I was on lockdown, I would go find everybody in San Antonio and get them to go to that event. It's like, look, I like you being in San Antonio. I don't want to babysit. I'm not trying to babysit anyway. I like to not ever see you and get rich. That's a great marketing plan. That's an extraordinary marketing plan. Well, I can't be at the event. Who cares if you're at the event? Are you already in? I don't care whether you go to the damn event or not. I'm trying to get new people to the event. You sitting up there trying to just work it. You know what it is when people, I'm sorry, God, this is supposed to be 10 points. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this in the next 10 minutes. It mentally messes me up when a person just works in their backyard. It totally messes me up. And I get it, because I did when I first started. But that was not past 6 months to a year. Once I understood the farmer's mentality, once I understood the person that was looking for black gold, I say it all the time, even in my relationship seminars. I love the times when a man would leave his home for work for a contract of 6 months back in the old Western days. There would be no messing around, no cheating on the wife, no nothing. He would go just to work to provide for his family. Now you got more cheating in the house, and they live right there underneath the same roof. Man would leave. He couldn't even call home. He'd have to send a telegram. They wouldn't even get it for like 2 weeks. And the integrity was at an all-time high. And every time he made money that week, he'd send that money back home and make sure the family was taken care of. And when he came back home, he'd take 3 months off and he'd be there, and they'd have the most amazing time, and everything was there. And it's just the integrity and the fabric of the way people are built today is just different. But I will not be changed because of the times. And God brought me back home, so I'm really good. So what I'm sharing in this conversation, I promise, it's just one of those things. And the promise of what's going on and where I was going with that, God took that conversation, spent it. But what I wanted you guys to get is, why are you digging for oil in Arizona and it's in Texas? If you waiting for the tree to move to your city, or you waiting for the oil to come to your city, you in the middle of New York. I haven't seen nobody find no oil in the middle of Arizona. I've seen cactuses. I haven't seen no oil, up in Idaho. I've seen potatoes. I ain't seen no oil, but they got it in Texas. So if I want black gold, I'm going to have to take my behind and figure out how to go and dig for the gold in Texas. If the gold is in San Antonio, if the gold is in California, if the gold is in New York, in Ohio, if I know where the events are, I would do everything back to my referral. I'm like, look, do you know anybody at this event that's going to be over here? Who do you know in this city? You know a lot of people. I'm going to be traveling there. I'm going to be doing some things over there and building over there. I just need a few contacts. They don't even need to know why I'm calling. I'm calling 10 people to say, you know somebody in California. You know somebody in Mexico. You know somebody here. You know somebody there. Build you a business. Stop working your daycare. Oh, hopefully I'm penetrating somebody's brain here. Number 4, change your profile on social media. It goes back to, i.e., your brand and how you're tapping into that. Business referrals. Number 5. I'm just going to skip that. I'm not even going to get to, because that's a class in itself for social media, but business referral. That means I'm looking for only people on whatever platform I'm on or wherever I go, for people that own their own business, so that we can reciprocate each other. Oh, you in real estate? I'm an essential service provider. I mean, I'm a broker to be able to help. I actually help. I show people that own real estate how to get paid 5 ways off of one tenant instead of just getting the rent. Here's what I want to do. You're looking for real estate. I'll help you find people that can get you some extraordinary real estate. You're looking for tenants. I'll help you find tenants if you help me in my business. I like to establish a long-term relationship with you that we're constantly referring business back to each other. And when I tell you, I give you my word that I'm gonna find some business for you, believe me, I'm going to find some business for you. I like to go out to lunch like once every 2 weeks or once a month and just collaborate on what you did in business. This is not something I don't want to give you another job. I don't need another job. But every month, I know we're going to come across some people establishing powerful business relationships with people that already own a business without thinking everybody has a stamp on their head to be recruited. Some people are better. I've gotten somebody giving me so many referrals, they'll never do the business. But because they know I would never pitch them or sell them, they love helping me because of who I'm being. And who you're being is not the person that they're looking to refer business to, because you're too aggressive. You're giving everybody a drink of water with a fire hose. You're sitting up there vomiting on people. You're looking embryonic. You're looking like you don't even know what you're talking about. I don't feel confidence referring my people to you. You sit up there acting like an amateur. You're sitting up there acting weak. What are you doing? A pyramid? You're very defensive. You aren't even strong in your content. You can't even explain your business. What do? I giggle out to help people save money. What are you saying? You haven't made a decision to go into a year of becoming a professional. It's okay to be an amateur, but not a permanent amateur. Jesus help me. All right, number 6. I got 5 minutes to get 6 through 10 out. Now I'm gonna meet y'all at happy hour with a drink in my hand, because Jesus knows I'm gonna need one after this. Number 6. Offer your services for free. What do you mean? I don't have control over that. I can't give flash out for free. I can't give gas and electricity out for free. I can't. Number 1, you can, if you understand the bonuses they have and the Visa cards and everything they have on the table right now, you actually can. That's first and foremost. If you think outside the box and you take it upon yourself to own the business and not say, the company's going to send you, and I'm waiting for the Visa card to come in. If you know they're going to give you $100 Visa card, and they know that they're going to give that person $100, why wouldn't you just give them $100 out of your own business, out of your own check? You know the $100 coming right back, and you know what? I'm going to give you $200 to become my customer. I just want you to try it. I want you to take the next 4 months. It's going to be for free. I'm going to make sure my company sends you at least $100. I'm going to give you $100 right now up front, and I want you to try. I just want you to support me for a year. That's all I'm asking for. How do you not think of outside the box of how to give away your services? The company is putting so many, there's no company, I can honestly tell you this, it's one of the greatest things I like about ACN, not even like, love about ACN. There is no company that finds a way to give away more money, even if it's not out of their own pocket, through the brokerage of the relationships that we develop with the outsourcing. There is no company on the planet Earth that gives away as much money for all of the services as ACN in all of network marketing history. I can promise you that. Go look it up. Go find me a company that gives away as much money as we do. Not discounts. I'm talking about actual money that you can go and actually physically spend as cash. But you only got 12 points. Number 7, joint ventures. I like joint ventures. It goes back to my business cross-pollination. I'm literally attempting to find somebody else in network marketing. It's like, let's create a joint venture. I had somebody, I'm not even gonna go there. So they might see this and hear this video. So joint venture. Find someone else in network marketing and be like, you sell coffee, I sell services. I'm gonna buy your coffee for a month, you buy my services for a month. Pick one. You sell facial products, I got a face. You sell toothpaste, I got some teeth. May only be one, but I got some. You got weight loss. I don't need to lose none, but I know some people who do. Can I support you for a year? I'm gonna find somebody every month that need to lose some weight and give them the product and see if anybody likes it. How do you not find business partners and customers through exposing? This is all about exposure. All about exposure. I came up with this in a day. Don't give me a couple of days. I've become dangerous. I'm a businessman first. I'm not a network marketer. I am a monster. And I went through this before. It's like, what do you do? Because that's what the second part of this training is going to be about. So I want you guys to know that for the happy hour, because I want to open it up and I want to ask you, what do you do? See, people, well, I do ACN, or I do coalition, I do, matrix. No, you don't. Let me tell you what I live for. I live to help everybody that's oppressed that needs help. If you don't need help, I have nothing in my store for you. If there's something in your life you want to change, then God sent me. By the way, I do have a truck, I do have a boat, and I have a helicopter. And he's only going to send you something and someone 3 times. So don't drown in heaven asking God, why didn't you send somebody? And I'm right here in front of you. Number 8. If you already are in the lane of a blog or a podcast, please do not go investing a whole lot of money and time in creating it if you don't know how to do it. If you're already doing it, then if you don't have money to invest in your business, invest the time to be able to brand yourself, to bring business to you. I am an advocate of you doing a podcast if you know how to do it. I'm not an advocate of you getting caught up in the vortex, because as soon as you open up an Instagram account, the first thing you're going to see is 7 people trying to tell you they can grow your Instagram to 1 million people. And you will get caught up. Well, I got to look at this. I got to look at the brand. I got to create up my logo. And then you see this person spend 6 months trying to create a brand, and then 6 weeks, they out the business. Well, I got this idea. Number 9, becoming a guest on other people's platforms. They've already built it. They have trust with their audience. Write an article. If you don't have a platform to submit your article, put it on social media. Have people read it. The right people with the right title, they're going to read it. Put up a title. I only talk to people that own their own business, and then write just like a small article about it. about how you want to collaborate with amazing, spiritually guided, extraordinary people. Go on and do a live, do a little video, do a 3-minute video about who you are. Title it, I only want to talk to God people that want to own a business in his kingdom. Whatever aligns with you. It's not that difficult to become a law of attraction instead of a law of deflection and rejection and let me run from you. That takes me to action number 10, which is a pitch video. There's nothing more powerful to a person's ear than the sound of their own name. Nothing more powerful. Now, I don't care how much you would actually be resistant to what I'm doing, but if I haven't talked to you in 6 months, and I took the time to put together a 3-minute video, and I'm sitting up here in front of the camera. Hey, Caroline, I haven't talked to you in about 3 minutes, which is actually about 3 months, which is actually pushing 3 years. But I needed to let you know what I'm up to in life because you've been on my brain. And I need you to know that I care about you. I miss you. I hope you're well during this time. And I'm doing something, and I wanted to know honestly. And I want you to really get back to me first to let me know you're okay, but second to let me know if you'll support me in something that means so much to me. Hey, Heather, I love you. I'm checking on you, your husband, your kids, and the dog. And I want to know that you're doing okay. And I love you. And I just want to just, in this time, I don't have the time to call everybody. There's so much anxiety. I don't even feel like calling everybody. Don't want to call everybody. So I made a commitment that I can at least reach 50 people I love in a year and reach one person a week. And you are this week at the top of my brain. You've been on my heart for the last couple of months. I just want to know that you're okay. The kids are okay. The dog is okay. I want to let you know what I'm up to. And if you're up to me being able to support you in anything you're doing in life, and if you're up to supporting me, I'd like to have just a Zoom coffee with you for about 10 minutes. Just to see how you're doing, the family's doing, and see if we could support each other in any area of our life. Please get back to me and let me know. Do you know how powerful that is? To be able to do a pitch video of just caring about people. You can't blast it. You can't send it to 1,000 people, but you can definitely target market one person a week who will truly become your greatest advocate because you took the time. What does it cost you? 3 minutes to do a video on your phone? To get a little stand and just set it there and just, it's been a long time. It's been a minute, it's been 3 minutes. 3 minutes will gain you the world. Hey, that's not yours. That's not yours. So that being said, you guys, I know. That is my training for today.